Boarding!
Ahoy! We're going to go all marine today, all nautical.
Aye,
Aye. I'm out of nautical things now. Starboard? No, starboard. Yeah, it is that, isn't it?
Port?
Port. Not really fussed on port.
No?
It's a bit gouty, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, we thought we'd start this video outside because it's ramadammed with cars and whatnot. So let's get through the intro and jump right into it.
Sun's out.
I know, I would say guns out, but they're not guns. But sun's out, that's why I've got sunglasses on. Right, I'm going to try and do this with my sunglasses up if I'm a bit squinty. Because it's bright.
It is. Nice.
We remembered why we always started inside now.
Yes.
Oh, what is going on? R8 V8 in for carbon clean, coolant pipes, and a list of other things. Huracan in for a misfire.
This one here?
Yup. We're waiting on a cat for the S5 because it is broken. Shane's is having suspension, wheels, and a few other bits and pieces. The wheels are on, but the suspension's not. We're just waiting for that to arrive. Joe's is having a 2020 facelift rear bumper put on. The front's been done. We've got to do the rear because we've got to modify the exhaust.
I've got to say, that looks bang on.
It does look cool, doesn't it?
Everything just looks right with that. The wheels,
yeah.
The ride height.
Capristo front splitter.
Yep.
It's got a Vorsteiner rear wing. So yeah, it does look pretty baller. And then yeah, we got 2022 rear bump, facelift rear bumper to put on it.
Is that a straight swap?
The wing on a Plus is a straight swap, unbolt, boltioni.
Nice.
Yeah, I know, that's what I thought.
And the same with the rear bumper?
The rear bumper is, except the Mundo, that the exhaust tips are different, so we have to modify the exhaust.
And it's wearing an Akrapovic.
Capristo rear box and Akrapovic rear tips. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. Perfs in for brakes.
Oh, that's a bright one.
It is a bright one.
What would you choose out of these two then? The perf or the...
Well, it's a perf, isn't it? Apart from, I wouldn't have the hairdresser's version.
Yes.
I'm not a spider kind of guy. I'm a coupe guy.
I'm not a spider kind of guy either, I must admit.
I think ultimately, because there's a fair chance I'll put a car on its roof, which I have done before.
Is it a revelation about to come here?
No, we spoke about this before, haven't we? I put A-Class on its roof.
Oh, of
when
course.
I worked for Mercs.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just kind of want that solidness above my head. And if my hair's anything to go by, a stiff breeze blows my beard off. So, you know, a spider will blow my hair off. So, yeah, I'm not a spider. I think cars look better as coupes. But
yeah, I agree.
Controversial.
Great sound. Great way to hear the V10.
Yeah, that's it. That's a good thing. You drop the rear window, this one.
Yeah.
And then you hear all the noises.
And then forget to put it up and it rains.
Yep. Aircon fault. This is the one we did last week.
This has gone down well, hasn't it?
It has gone down well. Yep.
So
gone down as well as Lisa Ann on a RedTube video.
I don't know what that means.
No, I bet you don't, Dabba. What Lindsay's in for roof module or roof pump.
Is that quite a standard thing with those?
Yeah, but normally a roof pump. Audi put a roof pump on them. Audi absolutely screwed her over, basically. So they've charged her for a roof pump on the last visit. They haven't changed it, or the motor. They've stripped the hydraulic module in the middle and fucked it, basically. Oh. So yeah, just absolute monkeys. So we've sorted it. We'll sort it. We'll sort it. Sean's is in for service and MOT.
It's another nice looking one.
Yeah, it's a pretty little car.
So it's not a GT or an LMX?
No, that is a Gen 1, and then it's had the GT rear bumper put on it. So yeah, that's not too bad. That's okay. And then let's move, let's knock it to the other side because I don't want to show you the red one. So Dav's got to turn the camera off to walk past that. Okay. And then we'll go to the other side of the red one.
I'll film the floor. Yeah. Here we go. I'm filming your feet as we walk by. Secret red car.
Secret. Well, we kind of know what it is. I just don't want to see it yet because bumper's not back on it. We've pushed the Skyline outside because the workshop is full.
2 Ferraris out here, bud.
Yeah, the 355, I've just had the wheel redone. We've got to put it back on. So that's magnesium wheel. So we've had that refresh for him. And the 430's in for a clutch and full exhaust.
Wow.
The exhaust won't be here for a couple of weeks, but Matt's got to get a clutch done. So, yes. And then James's is in for manifold swap. Big job on the one behind me. That's having suspension and brakes all round. So the boys are on with that to get that done today.
So is that having passives put on it?
Yes. Yes, sir. Mag ride's off, passives on. Be a different car when that is done. Be a different car. I have done absolutely nothing with that except get a wheel refurbed. But I have ordered. Oh, we've. Hang on.
Hang on. There we have the Z Onyx Funky Space Saver.
Look what I have for my Skyline.
Ooh.
Yes, Carl found them on eBay, so we bought them. I'm bored of waiting. So a proper brake pedal and a proper clutch pedal.
Hold it up, let's have a look.
Look to the light.
Look at it.
So
progress can now be made.
Yep, I can drill a hole, basically. Bored of waiting. It's been 5 months. 5 months we took the engine out of that.
Yeah, I'd say so.
This is Christmas, wasn't it? Well, we'd have to have a look. When do we go down? Yeah,
I'll check.
Bored of waiting. So just ordered clutch and ordered genuine one. Carl found them. Where did we find them? Garage D? Garage D.
Shout out to the boys at Garage D.
Well, I paid for them, so it's not like it's free. Carl's sorting out the Skoda because we're on a big push to get that sorted, and then we'll announce what we've been doing on that. Jordan's on Germany progress because he's going to race in Germany.
Deutschland.
At the weekend.
Wow. There he is.
Yo. What else? He's got an S. Is it S-Class you got to do?
E63.
E63, M2, and storage on a Renault. You know, because that's what we do around here. Nothing's in the dyno. Nothing's happened with my race bike. Dodson are down tomorrow with Matt. So Lee from Dodson's coming down to work with Matt to sort of train him. Factory training.
Okay. Obviously we can't show any of that.
No, but at least that'll get another one in the workshop then who can do gearboxes as well. So yeah, that's about it I think. I don't want to show you the R8 yet because I want to show you that when it's done.
Yes.
Romeo done.
Big unveil.
Yeah. So now we need to find something to sit in to do questions.
Well, I don't think we're going to make it to Silverstone this week.
Oh, right, okay.
That's where we did it last time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we did, to be fair, didn't we? Yeah. Where else? We won podium last week, didn't we?
Yeah.
Is that going in this one, or is that going in a separate one, do you think?
I don't know. What should we do?
I don't know.
I was thinking about putting it out on Friday, possibly.
Right, okay, yeah. Friday video. Friday video. Right then, let's find somewhere to sit.
Okay.
Oh!
We may need to move.
Question time. Matthew's being rude. Should we move? Yeah. Everyone wants to do it in a new location, so let's move. Lad, bit bright.
Okay, we've moved.
I know, in the studio of our sponsors. Is he sponsored? Well, he does a lot for me. So
he should
yeah,
do.
I suppose he is. He's on all my levers and stuff.
There you go.
Follow Pro Detail. Daniel Henderson, 7292. Not knocking you, but why didn't you start with a fault scan? It had a crank sensor fault and could have led you straight to the problem. Yes, but not everybody has got £10,000 worth of diagnostics to chat to Lamborghini Gallardo 5.0s, which is what you need to talk to them. So,
10
OBD.
bags.
Yep.
Wow.
Which is what that texter is. The whole point of it was to try and diagnose it. How far could we get? And the only reason I plugged in the diagnostics was to see if we could talk to ECU. So, when you know the answer, it's always easy. So, Howard Palin 67. Love watching you guys. It's such a shame that there are so-called techs out there causing these problems. Totally get the comparison with a technician and a surgeon. Just one thing, Ricky. Put some wing covers on the car. Standards. How's the bike repairs going? No, not standards. Wing covers on dirty cars, wrecks cars. And if you go to any supercar workshop, they will tell you the same thing. The only time you see wing covers on a car is when they're spotless. So no, not wing covers on dirty cars.
Because that is just rubbing all the abrasive stuff underneath.
Same as putting car covers on dirty cars. You don't do it.
Yeah.
So there is nothing on me that will cause damage to the car. That's why we don't like lean over them for prolonged periods of time. If we have to, the car's clean, brought into the workshop and put on wing covers. So no, it's not like that. And we had a couple of people commenting about that. How's the bike repairs going? Haven't touched it, collecting parts at the minute. So we'll get that done. We got a couple of weeks yet before we're racing next. So Steve Horn 1905, can you put a link to the wire connectors? There's not a link, we just buy them direct. They're factory connectors off Audi. So obviously all our stuff is through Audi. I just know the part numbers of what they should be. There's 4 different sizes. So yeah, there's not a link, so to speak, mate. Julian Pritchard 2558. Ricky, question. Do you charge for repairs, parts and diagnostic time, or is a diagnostic built into a labour charge? In that instance there, we'll just charge the time it took from when I started to when I finished, because the owner wanted us to fix the car. If we say, it's a bit hard to say, for example, you came in with a noise and we went out for a road test and put it on a ramp and we spent half hour, 40 minutes on your car looking at it, and then I told you what you needed to do to repair it, I would then make a decision then on if you go, oh yeah, I'll get my mate to fix it, we'll charge you a diagnostic time. If you go, I'll have you fix it, then no, we wouldn't. We would just kind of like, it's just part of what we do. So case by case basis, like we have customers, we don't normally charge for like plugging laptops in, stuff like that. It's just because I suppose we expect the repairs to be done by us. If we know it's not going to be, then it's maybe a different conversation. So 9 times out of 10, it's kind of built in. It just depends what the fix is. Like with the Lambo, it's just one job to fix it. I find it and I fix it. So if I just charged you for the fix, what was it? 20 minutes, half hour to redo that wiring loom.
Pretty much.
Yeah, whereas it's 5 hours to whatever it was to find a bloody problem, that sort of thing. So yeah, that's how we do it. Stephen Lee 4437. It sounded like low compression. Is just a sound the V10s make? Some battery on it, by the way. Yeah. The 5 litres spin low and slow, basically. So they're not a high compression engine anyway. They spin quite kind of lazy. They always take 5 to 6 seconds to start, whereas you spin over a 5.2 and they sound different. So you can tell when they've got no compression, or you can tell when there's an issue. But yeah, unless the owner wants us to check, but she purrs like a kitten now she's running, so I don't think it's got a compression problem. Interseed 007, awesome episode. As a long-time American viewer though, I can't stand it. What the fuck is a Devlar? Well, it's not, it's a Davlar for starters, and he needs to turn the camera around, so selfie yourself up, lad. Davlar's Davey.
It's me behind the camera.
I don't know why we call you Davlar. Is that a me thing?
That's a you thing.
Is it?
Everybody else calls me Dav,
Right,
and you
okay.
went Davlar,
Davlar.
and I think that's a bit of Gavin and Stacey, isn't it?
Oh yeah, because he calls him Gavlar.
Gavlar.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, a Davlar is Dav. CJ Gates 11. Me again, because it tickled me. It's not a stripper's coat, it's a flasher's coat, isn't it? And it puts LOL, sorry Kate. It is a flasher's coat. I thought of it wrong. But Kate is a part-time stripper as well, so it's all the same thing.
You're in so much trouble.
I know, tell me about it. The English Trucker 1849. Great job, Jesus. Can you tell me why my 2006 A4 is spluttering when accelerating? Runs fine at idle, normal driving, going up hills, sometimes has a bit of a splutter. Has been throwing random misfire codes and a cylinder 2 misfire code. Changed all spark plugs, coils, MAF, in-tank pump, high-pressure fuel pump as it graded to a Viz Motorsport piston. Turbo was replaced 6 months ago. Injectors, cam follower, intake clean done by RTEC. Then it went to Mallory Performance for a stage 2 remap, made 290. It has a splutter, misfire after changing all that. What else can it be? I need a miracle, please. Edit, it's also had the small cam chain and cam belt done. Okay, so the first thing is you got a misfire. So you got a high load misfire, so you need to do compression test and leak down test first. You've said you've changed the plugs and the coils, but there's no mention of having the injectors out and tested because they eat injectors. You've it's got to be one of those things, mate. If it's not that, then you need to scope the spark plug, the coil triggers, the injector triggers. But I would start with compression test, cylinder leak down test, and get the injectors tested. That is what I would do. Because what you've done is you've added more load with the map. So you've added more cylinder pressure, and misfires get worse with cylinder pressure, which is why idle's fine, and then when you add load and you add cylinder pressure, it gets worse. So I would do that.
Makes sense.
Yes. Dan WB. This is the, right. Williams F1 was sponsored by Mirage Granito in the late 90s and tiled the garage a part of their sponsorship deal. It looks great even after so long, but it's massively slippery when it gets wet. I had a massive shunt on a pit scooter and threw it across the garage. Funny you say that. Thank you for letting us know, because we did say what that was in that Silverstone garage, didn't we? What team it was.
I think we said Red Bull, didn't we?
Yeah, I remember it being stickered up as Red Bull.
Okay.
But I also know it is a nightmare, because when we used to race there, nobody wanted that garage on the bikes, because it is like a death trap. It is a death trap. Yep. User NC2 blah 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 blah. Don't know what that username is. Cool to hear your ideas regarding track setup for R8s. CFR yesterday's email. How would you say GT4s get enough temp in their rear slicks? With the tune down, probably not from power. Towing at the back, you said. The Audi Sport Freeway coilovers can take the extra load. Yeah, cheers. Right. So 9 times out of 10, proper race cars would run tyre warmers. If you don't have tyre warmers or your championships doesn't allow them, then yeah, they run toe in and a lot of camber. So they put a lot of load through the tyre. Coilovers can take the extra load. Depends if you've got track-based coilovers or road-based coilovers. Same as everything. It's got to be valved and sprung for the situation. But yeah, that's how you normally set the car up. So you load the tyres, because obviously when you're carrying that much more corner speed, the camber lets the tyre roll up onto the fat part of the tread as you're cornering. That's how you get corner grip. Toe affects your steering, turning, and your rear rotation. You don't set your geometry up to warm tyres, but a more aggressive track setup does help the tyres warm up. That's why when you put slicks on a road car and go on a track day, or you take your road car to a track day and you put slicks on, they never get hot, because the setup of the car, where you're trying to generate more grip, doesn't allow the slick to come up to temperature. So yeah, which is why I say to everybody, like 888s or AR08s, AR01s, you know, those Cup 2Rs, Super Trofeos, those sort of semi-cut slicks, road tyres, are probably the best you would use on a track day if you've got a road car. If you've got something you've got set up that's super aggressive, then yeah, you can go to a slick, because you need that aggressive track setup to help bring the tyres up and to use it. Otherwise, you're just not going to do. Cold slicks are awful. So unless you're going to utilise the best of them, I wouldn't bother. I would stay on a road-based tyre, because even a road-based tyre going from like a Cup 2 to say, we went to Nankangs on the R8, that massively changed the balance of the car, which requires setup. So to go from them to a slick requires massive setups again. So yeah, I would say unless you're proper racing, slicks, everyone goes, yeah, you can get slicks really cheap. You can get scrub slicks off British touring car companies and stuff like that cheap, but unless the car supports the tyre won't support the car. And then you're wasting your money anyway, because you're going to go on a track day with slicks, car's not set up for tyre, and it's going to be Orville.
And I think there's some track days won't allow slicks.
Won't allow slicks, no. They won't. Like some track days won't allow radicals. Some track days won't allow certain race cars. So yeah, you just got to be a bit careful. But I would say a well set up car on Cup 2s will be a very, very hard car to beat if driven well, than you know a track car on slicks. I think it comes out you got a massive crossover point. You know, in the same way that we go on track days to test race bikes, and there'll be lads there on road bikes with like R11s. Bob at FWR, the lap times he can do on, I'm sure they're Bridgestones, R11 road tyres is frightening. And he's an amazing racer. And he'll turn up and come racing with us lot. We're all on slicks and he'll be on R11s. So you going onto a slick doesn't mean you're going to be faster.
Yeah,
there's a lot more to go with it than just that. Yes, it offers you more grip, but if you're not good enough to utilize that more grip, then you're wasting your time anyway. I mean, you have got to be literally on them 600s now. We are knee on the floor and it is Bosch. So like Dan Cooper says, you're building castles. Your data line's not, I won't go on a board. Your data line's not a slope up, it's literally a switch on. And then when you shut the throttle to hit the brakes, it's a switch off. Different on 1,000, I appreciate, but yes.
There we have it.
There we have it. I don't feel very ranty about anything today, I don't think.
That's because the sun's out, you've had a nice weekend off.
Yeah, I think so. Nearly killed myself with a chipper. Scariest tool I've ever bought. Used to be terrified of angle grinders. Oh, I am still terrified of angle grinders. Most dangerous tool you can use in a workshop is an angle grinder. So I bought a 14 horsepower wood chipper. Honestly, that thing is frightening.
Yeah.
That's frightening. Yeah.
We need to film this.
Yeah. It is. You just like...
Does it just go...
Yeah, pretty much. I put a branch down it, and it needs the weight of the branch to help keep it in the shredder. So when you start putting big branches in, it gets to like the last little bit. It like bounces them out. And honestly, I put this branch in, it ate like 3/4 of it, and then the last little bit, which was like that bit, just went off like a rocket. So it's like I have to keep it out of the way. The kids are allowed nowhere near it when it's being used. I got everything on, but it's frightening me. Yeah.
We should see what we can put in it. What it
I know.
can chew.
That chainsaw's being a gardener's dangerous, man.
Yeah. Tree surgeons.
Oh,
wow.
Jesus. Yeah. My Dom Herbertson, who races like the TT and that, he's a tree surgeon, and he went through a tree last year, maybe a year before. It must have been. It was either started last year or end of the year before. He was cutting branches out of a tree, and it had the tree had like grown through a fence post or like through a metal fence, and the chainsaw hit the metal inside the tree, bounced out, mate, and went through his face guard, everything. And he's a professional tree surgeon. Nearly lost his eye. Yeah, brutal, really, really bad. So yeah, don't like honestly, this is a piece of cake. But no, much else going on?
I think that's covered it, really.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
What happened at BSB at the weekend? Not a lot. Not a lot. The electronics scenario, or the solo thing, some of the bikes, like, yeah, is still a bit of a laugh. If you don't know about that, then go and do some digging, where the control electronics being supplied turned up, they're not right, they're not this, they're not that, so that's a bit of a laugh. The lad we sponsor, Mikey's bike, he didn't get that till pretty much 2 o'clock the day of the first day in the morning. They were putting the bike back together, and then he had all sorts of problems with it, so not cool. Yeah, just not good. But some of the lap times, like to be in the top 20 now in Supersport, you've got to be doing 39s around Alton, right? Davey Todd done a 35 flat stock thousands. Mate, the superbike, that would have put him like in top 10 superbikes. Superbikes are only like low 33s. It's
going somewhere else.
That's frightening lap times. Yeah. There's a young Italian lad, he's riding Factory Aprilia in the new sport bike class. Turns up, never seen Alton Park before. Literally does 2 race wins. First time he's ever seen Alton. That was pretty cool. It was all right. Glenn looks good on the Ducati. He's always good there though. Donington will be another little telltale. Yamaha's had a hard weekend. Paul's lot. They were in there. They just, to be fair, the pace is so close. Like passes were from mistakes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When the pace was that hot, passes were from mistakes. Like you could just tell Glenn set such a pace when he got to the front that everybody, not necessarily hanging on, but it's very, very hard then to just put yourself in a position to pass. So I think Kyle got 2/3. Vickers come good in the last race. They obviously found something for the last race, so that was cool. Christian Ida and Bosch back on the box, mate. Most underrated rider in that paddock. What a rider. Yeah, he's liquid. So good. So good. So I'm glad they found something on that Ducati, because you must look at it and you go, well, if he can win on that bike, why am I not winning on the same bike? Different teams, but they're both on Ducatis. And really, really thankful that Rory Skinner is all right. He crashed at Island. They've resurfaced elements of the track, and before you go into Island Bend, which is on a 600, the top of 4th gear as you enter, so it's easily on a superbike 130, 140 mile an hour. I think it's 120 odd on a 600. Rory crashed going into Island, his helmet come off.
Oh.
Yeah, big crash. Don't know why, do you know what I mean? There's all sorts of people chatting shit on social media about why, and they've got no idea what they're talking about. Armchair races, mate. I can boil my piss. But he's all right. Like, massive crash. Helmet comes off, and he's walked away. Was in pit lane later that day. Was on the telly. So I think that is someone was looking down on him.
100%.
Someone was looking down on him for that one, because that could have been very, very nasty. Very, very nasty. But yeah, going back to Island, there's a big roller as you enter, and they've resurfaced it, and the superbikes now are going over it, and they're crossing up as they land. So it looks terrifying. Like, we were there early in the year, but they've resurfaced it since. And it's always been bad, but it seems to be getting worse because everything's getting faster.
Sure.
And they've resurfaced Cascades, so now there's more grip through Cascades, so everyone's coming out of Cascades faster. So I don't know whether they're going to have to look into trying to flatten that roller out or what. But if you go back and watch some of the superbike races as they're going over it, they're going so fast now that they're almost braking after it, and the bike's not settled, and it just comes up over the roller. Like, a couple of boys land crossed up, and it just goes, and it just stops your entry. So I don't know. Bike racing, mate, love it.
Indeed.
I know. Lewis to Ferrari, I like that. Formula One. Adrian knew he's going Ferrari. I'm in the know, mate. There's a special phone in this drawer. Straight to the pit lane of F1.
Yes.
No, that'd be quite cool. What else? Nothing else going on?
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Had a nice time at the beach?
Yes, thank you.
I had a nice time at the beach. We went to a different beach, eh?
Yes.
Yeah. Callum complained the whole bloody time. But I think that's it. Nothing else on this week?
Well, we just a quick note, the podcast with Al Fagan finally went live on Sunday.
It did, and no one's watched it.
Well, it's a long one.
It's a slow burner, as you say.
2 hours, 28 minutes.
That is a good session on the toilet, that is. That
Yes.
is a poo video.
Or listen to...
Not as in it's a shit video. It's a video
might be
you
that
watch
also.
while you're having a shit.
But it's maybe one, just stick your headphones in. You don't actually need to watch it. You can
No.
just listen to it.
And to be fair, a couple of people have asked, are we going to put it on a podcast site? So I definitely think that's something to look into.
Yeah.
The other thing I would say is, when we did it, at the interval, we asked everybody to write questions down, because Dav and I were like, oh, we're going to have problems getting people in front of mics. So the whole point was everybody wrote a question down on a post-it note, which is why you see in the video I was going through post-it notes. And then it turned into audience participation, which we didn't think would happen. So yes, at times it is hard to hear what the audience is saying. We've taken what everybody said on board. We've already spoken about anyway. So on the next one, we will have to rethink it.
We'll have a roving mic.
You will have to be a
one of the boys.
pretty assistant with a microphone.
Yes, a boom, I believe it's called.
Yeah, because that was our first one. We'd never done it before. Do you know what I mean? So even straight away, like watching it back, me and you have come up with things where we think, like, we almost need another camera to do ambience.
Yeah.
Almost, don't we, to see
We need multiple angles.
people in the crowd. Yeah.
And we need manually focus so it's not hunting in and out when
But
you
I mean,
guys move.
Yeah, and the thing is, you can't use a GoPro for it, so you need a decent camera, and what you're holding in your hand is 2,500 quid. So it's hard to jump straight in with 3 or 4 cameras and this and that with all the equipment. So yes, it might not be perfect. It never will be with us anyway.
Well, we'll never be satisfied even if we've spent a week
Mate.
doing it and millions of pounds.
If it ain't a train wreck, it ain't fun. So, do you know what I mean?
Real life, dude.
Yeah, car crash TV. That's what
Yes.
you want, isn't it?
It's like missing the unveiling of a hypercar.
There was no warning for that, was there?
No.
Just got off a sim doing an Nurbo ring, and then it's like that. Oh, car's unveiled. I'm like, there was no. Oh, we're gonna. So, oh well.
So this is a video that we may drop on Friday.
We may drop on Friday. Yeah, which is of John Podiums and John's new Valkyrie. Yeah. So
Cool.
here we are. We done?
I think it's time for a brew.
Time for a brew, lad. Sweet. Smash buttons, like, subscribe. Thanks for stopping by, San Diego.